Hello, hi everybody. I'm back. I know it's been a few weeks since I have been live. My family went on vacation, and then when I got back, it was just some crazy stuff going on with the whole back to school thing, and so I just couldn't focus. And so I'm back. I have some craft kits I want to share with you guys. It is the last week of July, and I thought it would be fun to do for the very last week a Christmas in July like little session. So I thought it would be fun to come live and show you guys some new craft kits that I'm going to be putting up into the shop. And they can be done anytime. You don't have to be in a live group. These are kits that I'm going to be packaging and shipping out, and they are going to be up until probably close to the end of year. So these are gonna be like made to order. So whatever I make this week, they are craft kits, and you can order them in the shop. Now they're not live yet. They will be this afternoon, or at least the one that I'm making today. And so if it's something that you are interested in doing, I hope you check it out. And because it is the last week of July, this is going to be a Christmas in July week. So everything that I am sharing this week with you is going to be a Christmas craft or a Christmas craft kit for Christmas in July. And I know I'm live at a newer time. Normally I go live around 7 p.m., but I am going live earlier. 4 o'clock seems to be the time when more people are going to be on, according to Facebook. So here I am, and I am happy to craft with you. Feel free to ask questions, and I will do my best to answer them. So let's get on to the craft. This is just left over from a stencil. And if you're here, say hi, which I see you, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. I have your stuff ready for you. It's been over here for a few weeks, so we need to meet up, girl. Okay, so I am going to be making a wood sign with you guys that is framed out. And so this is going to be a craft kit that you can get on the website, CraftyLifeMom.com. And it's going to look, it's going to be framed. Okay, you can add the frame on if you want the frame or not, okay? Hi. Hi, Lisa. Let's see who else. Hi, who is that? Irene. Hello from Oklahoma. Hi, how are you? So this is how the craft kits are going to come. They're going to come without the frame. If you want to add on the frame, you totally can. And so yeah, we're gonna make a cute little Christmas sign. I have two versions of the sign. So today we're gonna do one, and then maybe tomorrow we'll do the second option of this sign. And it comes in two different sizes. So this one's like the 12 by 12 size, and then the other one we're gonna be making tomorrow is a longer version, which is like a 12 by 24 size. So what we have is we have a stencil, okay, that is of the sign, so it's easy to paint. There's no freehanding, and it makes it super easy and super fun. And when you get done with it, you are absolutely going to love it. Now this one, I am going to do a frame on it. So what I'm gonna do is just put that aside, because this is the part that is, I guess, the longest part to dry other than the background. So what we're going to do is go ahead and stain the trim. Now, the trim, like I said, is optional. If you do add the trim, I will be providing the stain color for you in this weathered color, this like barnwood weathered color, as well in the kit. And the kits also come with the craft paint that you're gonna be using to make the stencil, okay? Now, if you wanna do different colors, you totally can. You can use any color you like. If you have that color on hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a second brush here. I didn't have it pulled out. But everything is going to be here in your kit that you're going to need, okay? So this is a stain that I'm using, which a little cup of it would come in your kit. So basically we're just going to brush this on. Super easy, just to get these wood boards stained, and then I'm going to set them to the side. And I'm just using a foam brush to kind of put it on and then dry it off, if that makes any sense. Super easy. So we're doing all the sides, and there's 6 sides to each trim piece, and they will all come pre-cut for you. Now, today, when we add this trim at the end, which I'll say this at the end again probably, but when we add this trim to the end, I'm going to be using a nail gun. If you don't have a nail gun, you do not need to worry about having a nail gun. My hubs, he's kind of helped me come up with this idea for these craft kits. And if he's watching, he might be watching right now, he has promised to make it so that these will have like some little pocket holes in them so that you can easily use a nail, which I will include the nails that you need to actually nail all the boards together. So if you don't have one of these, don't worry, we're taking care of that in these craft kits so that you can actually just using a household hammer, nail these together, okay? So here's my first piece that I'm staining, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit on the edge just to make sure that those are done. And as I stain these little side edges, I'm just going to make sure it's all cleaned off, and then I'm just gonna put it to the side, okay? And really, you do not need a ton of paint for this. When you use the little sponges like this, it kind of soaks up the stain color, and then you just kind of need to like push and wring out the stain from the sponge so that it just gets that nice little bit of stained weather look. And you'll see in the end, it will pop. You don't need a super dark stain to make this wood sign kit look really good. Now, you're more than welcome to use a darker stain if you want to when you do the trim, but remember, that's completely optional. And having the trim is also completely optional in the kit. It's gonna be up to you totally if you wanna add this on. So when you add it on, it will come with these 4 pieces, the nails to screw it on, and the stain, and just a little bit of a cup so that you can do exactly what I'm doing right here, okay? So I'm about halfway through these little stained edges. And they're not like super wet, which is good. That's what we kind of want. And we're just gonna lay them over to the side just to kind of make sure that they get nice and dry for the very end of the project, okay? So you can see this is just now the second time that I am dipping. Let me get a little bit more. Dipping this into the stain. So it does not require a lot. So tell me, guys, what have you been up to? What are you doing? Are you guys getting ready for fall? Are you thinking about fall? I know all of the stores are ready for fall. Fall decorations are out. I'm thinking about fall. I'm doing a Christmas craft today, so yay, right? Christmas in July. And like I said, I'm gonna have these craft kits available probably all the way up until Christmas or like a week before. I'll be having them there, and they'll be made to order. So you can get them anytime up until then, okay? Unless, of course, it gets super busy. We'll see how that goes. All right, so last little board here, staining the board. Basically just using this little sponge brush, dabbing it in there and wringing it out and drying it off, all with the brush. Nothing too hard that anyone can't do. Now you can wear gloves with this if you don't want to get your fingers messy, but it does wash off in the shower. Just scrub it. You guys can get it off easily with warm water and soap. So don't worry about that. And the stain that I'm using doesn't have too big of an odor to it. It's more of a water-based stain, so that's nice. You won't be worried about smelling any kind of funky smell when it comes to like certain stains. So I know how that can be kind of awful. All right, so this is the last piece. I've got all 4 done. So now we're just gonna put this one to the side, and let it dry with the other pieces, okay? Just to make sure it's all good and dry when it comes time to nailing it onto our finished piece, okay? So there we go, 4 stained pieces, and this one has a little corner here that is missing. So let me just make sure I get enough right there. All good. All right, so I'm gonna put that to the side. Now comes the fun part, my favorite part, which is actually making the sign. You might want to wash your hands free from the stain before you start, especially if you're doing the white background on this, because it might get color on it, but I'm just going to kind of brush that off. All right, so you're going to get a stencil in the kit, and it's all based off the sign or kit that you are wanting to make. So I'm going to be making today a 12 by 12 sign, and then I'm going to frame it as well, okay? And it's pre-cut and it's roughly sanded, so you don't have to worry about any of the edges like kind of poking up at you. This one has a little bit, but it's not too bad. And you're gonna pick the side that you want to start with. I'm just gonna pick the darker side. It doesn't really matter though. Okay, and then you're gonna get your stencil, which has like a clear front on it, and then it has a back on it. And what you want to do is, if you have like a credit card or something like that, this is going to be pre-done for you where it's like pressed like this, but just doing it again will kind of help. And then I'm going to start at the top of it and just peel it away. This will probably be, you know, the most agonizing thing that you do, but not really. So if you do it like this, pull it at an angle, pulling the back away, especially if you're not familiar with vinyl, you always want to pull from the back. This is going to help you keep all the stencil's moving little parts intact. So you can kind of see here, hopefully the camera, like you can see what I'm doing. I'm just doing it at an angle, and there's like little teeny tiny bits here that have lifted. And so what I do is I just kind of roll it back and push really hard, and then lay them back down and just kind of use my finger to get it to stay. And that works pretty good, okay? And you just want to keep this same motion the whole time. And I'm kind of creasing my thing as I go, and that kind of helps with the vinyl little pieces sticking. And that's just because this particular one, it has these little tiny details that need to stay in there for the font. And you can see here I got like a few that lifted up on my thumb, which is completely fine. And the end, I can go back and lay them back in there. So the most that you want to do right now is just get the entire backing of the stencil pulled off. It's super easy. Just takes a little bit of patience and a few minutes, and it will be fine, okay? So I'm gonna work on that while I am doing this. I'm just making sure I get every little piece down. And if you need to move to this edge here just to kind of help, I got one that wants to be a little booger right there. That's okay. If you push down on it and maybe pull from a different side angle, it will help as well. So just so you know, sometimes that's a good help indicator. And like my little R is pushing up, so I'm just gonna push it from here, pushing it from here. Ta-da. There it goes. All right, looks like we're back in business. My little T. With my E. Wants to stick up. See this little piece, it just lifted up, so I'm just gonna, sometimes it's easier just to put it back down with your finger, using your fingernail, than it is to like try and get it to come up separate. All right, almost there. So now that I've gotten that edge done, I'm gonna pull from this corner just to see if this helps it a little bit more, because I have like 2 letters there that are sticking, which isn't terrible, but that's not what we want. So we just want to make sure we can get it to get lifted. And it seems to do pretty good from this edge here. So this might be the better angle to pull from. I think it is. We'll see. Yep, there we go. Almost done. All right, that little E is still sticking. And if you have a difficulty thing like that, it's so easy just to kind of use this like a little pen or a pencil to kind of just hold it down as you peel. And that way it just doesn't go with the backing. All right, so there we go. Easy peasy, right? Not that hard, only took a few minutes to peel that off. And that's probably the hardest thing with a stencil like this. But like I said, if you have the pieces that kind of lift it up with your finger, you know, if you pick them up, you can lay them back down. I had one that came out right here. And I have another one right here that kind of got lifted with it. And I'm going, it's from my little H. It kind of got stuck to the other part here. So I'm just gonna lay it back down. Like so. Make sure it's good to go. All right, so there's my stencil. I don't know if you can see this very well. So it's backwards, right? Because we're gonna lay it down onto the wood board. So the thing that we're gonna wanna do is I like to kind of just curl it like a U and then look for where my center is. I wanna make sure I'm pretty lined up. This one does have a border, so I just wanna make sure that top to bottom, right to left, my border is lining up where I want it to line up. And then I'm just gonna like lay each side down. And once I get each side down, you're gonna push it down, and like the warmth of your fingers, of your hands, is gonna help that stencil adhere to the wood. Now you can see here, mine kind of has some bumpiness going on with the clear like contact paper that's on top. And that's fine. It's going to still lay down fine with your stencil. So just make sure you know, press it down really good. You can use like a credit card thing to kind of help smooth it out. Or if you have a Cricut or Silhouette, they come with these tools. You can also do a spatula tool. They even sell little ones like this, like for $1 at the like at Home Depot or someplace like that. Okay, so once you pretty much like pressed your entire stencil down, the second hardest part is just peeling off that top clear layer from your stencil. Now this one I overlapped it a little bit, so it might be easy just to go ahead and cut my edge off my wood, just so I can have a peel corner that is actually just touching the wood and not touching, like not overhanging, if that makes sense. Okay? And so what I'm gonna do here is just pull just the clear. It's kind of hard to show, but just the clear. You see that? Just the clear top, not the blue, just the clear. I'm gonna leave the blue because that's our stencil. That is what we are going to use as our guide to paint our design on our board, okay? And once you get to this point, it should stick down to your wood real easy, and so this should not be super difficult when it comes to peeling it off. And I'm just pulling it. Now I'm not pulling it up high, I'm pulling it down flat, like at an angle, just like I recommend you do for any kind of vinyl decal. Okay, so if you're gonna get this kit, super easy to do. You just gotta be a little calm and work your way through it if it's a little difficult for you. But so there is the stencil. It is now on my board, and it is smooth, guys. It's got no wrinkles, no ripples in it. This is like the easiest thing ever, okay? And I see some of you are joining us, so welcome. We are doing Christmas in July. This is a wood sign. This is a craft kit that is going to be new to the shop, Crafty Life Mom. Just click on shop and it will be there. It's not there right now. It's going to be going up probably this afternoon sometime. I'm not really sure. But you can add on a trim frame if you want to or what. But this is our design. So this is the Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign. This is the 12 by 12 size, and we are going to make this look super cute, okay? So you can paint the background or you can leave it natural. I've left mine natural. So what we're going to do next is move on to painting the actual sign words, okay? So I am going to be doing black, red, green, and white. I think that will really pop on the natural background. And so that's what I'm going to be using for this. And if you purchase the kit, you are going to get the black, white, red, and green colors included in your kit, okay? And if you add on the boards for the trim, you're gonna get those colors, the trim color, the stain color as well. All right, so what we're gonna do next is go ahead and get some of our little sponges, and I'm going to go ahead and do the green that I want, the green parts. So this is going to be the trees design that is in here, I think, and then probably the word Christmas trees I will do in red, and then like the Farm Fresh words I'm going to do in black, and then I will show you where we do the white details, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with my green, and I'm just using a little tiny sponge, and the trick to this is not glopping it on, rather just doing a minimal paint, almost like how you do your makeup. You're gonna just like dab, dab, dab into the place. And I'm gonna, let me see if I can hold it up and show you. So, like I'm gonna start with this tree. I'm not gonna like swipe it on, I'm just gonna dab it, right? So we're just gonna like sponge it into place like that, okay? Let me see, I'll turn this upside down so you guys can kind of see how it is as I work, okay? And the darker your color is, the more coats you're gonna wanna do. So what I'm doing here is, I'm just doing a light coat. Yes, you can kind of see some of the background color on it, and that's completely okay, because what we want is for this to be, you know, we don't want it to seep through the stencil. So what you want it to do is to be a very light dab, 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 so it doesn't under the stencil, okay? All right, so that's what we're doing. Now, if you're just joining, say hi so I know that you're here. Let's see, I have a question. Did you make the stencil? I did make the stencil. We have some different designs that we have, and I made the stencil that's going to be available in the shop. And you can get this as a kit if you want to. That's something you're interested in doing, then it will be actually listed today. Or this afternoon for the Christmas in July craft kits that we're gonna have in the shop. We just finished our 4th of July one, and so now this is just for this week. We're adding Christmas and July ones, just 5 for right now, and then we're gonna go into the fall and like Halloween designs first, okay? So there's my green for my Christmas trees. I'm gonna use a different sponge for my black. And so because I know black tends to take a couple coats, I'm gonna do the black first, because like I said, remember, we don't want it to seep through. Now this wood should absorb the color pretty good, but like I said, it absorbs, so that means you might have to do more than one coat. Just to make sure that it doesn't, you know, seep through. You gotta kind of be careful of that. And if it does seep through, you can go back and fix it. You can use a little bit of like paint remover or paint thinner and fix it as well, okay? All right, so we're just going to keep on doing our black. And this is really, really fun. It's a really, it's kind of relaxing technique you can do, you know, or it takes time to do, but it's fun to do, kind of relaxing, just to keep blotting it and getting that design painted. Now, I could have gone and painted my background white, which I probably should have done to show you that. We'll do that on tomorrow's kit. But this one I'm leaving natural just so you can see with the different wood tones. I kind of like that look when it comes to the farmhouse vibe. All the different wood tones kind of mixed together. It's just something I like. So if you also share this video or sprinkle this video, you will be entered in to win one of the craft kits that we have for free. I will ship it to you. We're going to have a winner. We may have a couple winners, I don't know. So make sure that you sprinkle this video. I will be going back and looking to see who has shared this for our Christmas in July. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna get my farm fresh words here. And you can see I'm just doing my blotting, trying not to do too much paint. I don't want any gap. I don't want it to seep through under my stencil. And this is super easy to do. You can do this, you know, like at home, at your dining room table. You could get a couple of friends together and order the kits. And then you could have a like craft night with your friends and do that. You could have, you know, whatever you want. It could be a fun little thing that you do. And you don't all have to do the same one. You can do different ones. I know some people have asked me to do some events here in my hometown with some craft kits. And I think I might do these if you guys want to. So if you're interested in that and you're local to me, then I would love to know if that's something you want to do. I'd be happy to teach it for you. So just let me know. Send me a message or something like that. Okay, so there's the black part. Okay, working our way through. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom black as well on this. And get that all good. Let's see. Who's all there? Hello, Amanda. How are you, friend? That's my friend. Hello. Hope you're doing well. It is pouring here. Like, I'm surprised it's not thundering where you can hear it. It was just a little bit ago. Ooh, and I got a little bit into the other part, which is okay because I'm going to be able to fix it. And I will show you guys that too. Just so you know how to do that if it happens to you. Okay? All right, so I'm finishing up all of the black part, and then I think I'm gonna do the wording in red for the word Christmas trees. Christmas trees, I think that's gonna be super cute. Something I'm really excited about are these little wood signs. I have been wanting, if you've watched me anytime on my lives, you know that I have been wanting to get into making more and more wood signs. So it's taken me a couple months to kind of figure out like how I can make the wood signs and then offer them into little kits. Because we can all go to the store and buy the same home decor. But these little guys, you can personalize to whatever colors you want. And eventually I hope to offer like where you can personalize it to your name or get a certain, you know, date or something like that if you want to. And so these kits are definitely a way to offer those options. And I'm just real excited about it because I've been wanting to work with wood and get more into like wood and personalized signs. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Okay, so I'm moving on to the word Christmas trees in red as part of my little sign here. So I've got my red, my green, I've got black. And then we're gonna come back in with some white on it as well. Now red is one of those colors that you may have to do a couple coats, just depends. because it might come off a little pinkish. So it's up to you how many coats you do. I'll probably just do a 2 coat on this one. And that way it will be a little bit more of a vibrant red for that Christmas tree look, okay? So, let's see. I'm doing that right there. Hello. How do we get the kits? Okay, who is that? Crystal. Hi, Crystal. So the kits are going to be put up. This is the first time that I'm offering these kits like this. So they are going to be going up this afternoon, and every day this week I am sharing a new design with you for Christmas in July. So once I get off of this live, I'll be going in and listing them up on the shop for you to purchase. And you can add on the wood trim if you want to or not. And we are going to make it so that the shipping is included in the kits. So that makes it easy, okay? And it will be on craftylifemom.com. And then you'll click on the far right hand side, it will say shop, and you can shop. So, and then you can pick out whichever one that you want to make for your kit. Okay, so now I'm on my last color. I'm on my white, and I'm gonna, oh, I got a little too much there. So see, look, I did that. So you don't really want too much because you don't want it to overpower through the stencil and like make it bleed through. So just be careful of that. Now, if you do something one color and you decide before you peel the stencil, if you decide that you don't like it that color, you can change it. You can take a different color and go over it. Usually, if the color down first is a little bit lighter color, that works as well. So that's just an option I wanted to throw out there to you guys, or tell you anyway. And these kits should have, they will have some instructions with them, like with some pictures, so you don't have to worry about, like, now what do I do next? I forget, you know, or whatever. I'm gonna have that step-by-step out with you guys, showing you how to do it, okay? So easy, fun, and you're gonna end up with a beautiful painted sign. So look, here's how we're looking so far. And I'm gonna go ahead and get to the edge here and get this little white. Now when your stencil is close to the edge, you don't wanna, especially if you painted yours, you don't wanna go over on your edge. You don't wanna like bleed into another color. Just be very careful on the edge with that, because you don't necessarily want that. And remember, you're blotting the entire thing. You're just patting it to get it into the little edge there, okay? Patting it into the edge. It's the best way to do this project. Pat. Okay? And so we're just finishing up here on the white. And the white, I don't know how bright this white's going to look. I'm trying not to be too long on here, but I do want to show you how these are gonna look. So definitely want to share with you how to do the technique. But like I said, I'll be going live every day this week, 4 o'clock. And I'm gonna be sharing a new design with you so you can see all the new designs that are coming out for Christmas. And then I will be going into the fall stuff as we get ready for fall, back to school, maybe even a teacher 1 or 2, all the things, right? Okay, so all that's left here is this little part that I have for Christmas trees. It's this little tree thing. And I think what I'm gonna do for sure in the center is a green around my little tree. And then I'm gonna do the white on the edges. And then I also have these little white snowflakes here that I'm going to do in between the words pine, spruce, and cedar. that. And I know I'm getting quiet. It's just because I'm getting close to the little parts here where it touches the detail. And I do not want to like seep it into the other parts of the letters. Which if it does, you can always go back and fix. You can always too, like if you don't notice it and you see it after you peel your stencil back, you can always take like a teeny tiny paintbrush and try to like touch up the edge if that happened. Or if it's like on the wood finish like this, you can totally use like a paint thinner or a fingernail polish remover and try to wipe some of it away if it's not too big of a mess without making an even bigger mess, if that makes any kind of sense. All right, so I'm getting close to the end here, and I said I was gonna do a double coat of the red just because I wanted that to kind of pop and be more vibrant. Red tends to be one of those colors that is, turns out pinkish. So if you're not paying attention, it can look pink. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have there's like a few little white polka dot, like snow falling spots right here. So I'm just gonna make sure I got those real quick. A little bit of detail. Ta-da! Let's see, okay. And then let me just go back and do a little bit of extra red coat on here, on my red Christmas trees, because that's now dry. And so this will just make sure it pops right off my board, okay? And I think this is gonna look really cute. Now remember, I did not paint my background color. Normally, if like this was a sign that I would be doing, I would paint the background like maybe like a white or some other color. But I wanted to go ahead and just show you the basis of this kit. And like I said, I like the natural colors of the wood on this, the darker color, so that these white, green, black colors will pop off. Okay? All right, so once we get to this point, you can let it dry for a little bit, and I should have brought my like hair dryer in here. You can use your hair dryer if you want to speed the process up and just kind of let it dry for a bit before you peel it away. But you don't want it like to sit too long. Like you want this to be here, but you don't want to wait like longer than an hour at the most, and I would even wait like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. But I'm not gonna wait that long because I want to show you guys how this all comes together. So we're just gonna sit here and chat for a second to kind of help it dry. And the beauty of blotting the paint too also puts it in little tiny amounts so that it dries as it goes. And for the most part, like this should be pretty dry. Like my green looks like it could probably use a second color, and maybe even some of the white parts, but I'm pretty happy with it. And when you have less paint in there, you can also get like that distressed look or that vintage look, you know, like a sign that's kind of been washed and weathered outside. That's also a really cute look if that's one you're going for. If you want it to be more vibrant and bright, then definitely the more coats, the better. Sorry, my hair is so crazy today. Definitely the more coats, the better. All right, so are you guys like ready for the moment of truth with peeling the stencil away? This part always makes me so nervous. So even though I've done it several times, it just makes me nervous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same technique that I did when I laid it down, right? And then I peeled off that top layer. I'm gonna peel from the corner and at an angle. And all the little cutouts of the letters and stuff are not gonna completely come up with it. I'm gonna have to go back like with a little toothpick or a little tool and just pull it up. You just wanna be careful that you don't pull too fast, that you cause it to smear or run into each other. And the stencil, see that? Just as you pull, parts of it will tear, and that's completely normal. So don't freak out with these kits, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I do have one of these little tools here. Like I said, you don't have to have one of these. It helps if you do. You can pick them up from Harbor Freight, or if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can easily use the tool that comes in the kit with it, okay? And so I'm just peeling it away. I'm trying my best to peel this at an angle. I just don't, I don't want it to smear on any other paint. So if I see it's tearing, I'm just letting it tear naturally, and just keeping it, I'm just being very careful with it as I pull. And it's okay, like it's not coming up in like a perfect way. And that's how this works, okay? That's how this stencil stuff works. So it's up to you. I can hear my kids over there, they're playing. So here we go, so look. And if you're new or you're just watching, make sure you sprinkle this video, because at the end of the week, I'm gonna have some winners get a sign kit for free, or you might be entered in. I'm gonna have so many signs by the end of this. Maybe you'll get one of the finished signs. So maybe we'll do something like that. So make sure you're sprinkling this video because I really appreciate it. And so because of that, I will be doing some giveaways. So make sure you are entered in for that by sprinkling, okay? All right, so there's that. It's still peeling away. Just working my way around the board. It's not perfect. Let me go ahead and get this, but you guys can already see, look how good this looks as I'm peeling away the stencil material here. It is going to look super cute. And these are perfect little signs, like to put on display. I recently just got into like decorating the space above my china hutch. I used to just kind of have some miscellaneous stuff up there, never really paid attention to it. Some of it's kind of like out of date, like I bought 10, 15 years ago from like one of those home decor parties, and it was dusty as all get out up there. And I got a little clever. I thought, oh, this could be another little place to have like a vignette, or to have like, some different signs with the season and kind of layer the look. If you are on Instagram, you can go check it out and see what I'm talking about. And it's a great little place to where you can put a little grouping of some signs like this to kind of showcase and go with any kind of theme for any holiday. That's like my favorite thing to do. So these signs, these kits that you're gonna make, not only are they like something you made, but they're perfect for that. And so I really, really love the idea and the look of that, okay? All right, so I'm getting to the end. Ooh, guys, this looks so good. I really love it on the natural wood finish. It looks really good. And also, one thing too is I'm gonna pick out the little inserts while we talk. This is why you might need a little picker tool or like a toothpick, because you wanna take out the little parts that are inside, like the letters, like your A and your R, just to kind of lift that little bit up. You can get it with your finger, but it helps if you have a little tool that helps you kind of pick it up to start, and then you lift it like this, okay? All right, and then like some of these letters have all of these little cut out divots in them, which you want to get out too. And they're just like completely random in the kit where they are. So they're not like set or anything like that, but it kind of adds a little character to the font. Okay, so they're not like completely perfectly, even in this font, just so you know if you get this kit. They're just these little plastic stencil bits that are in with the letters, and they're kind of randomly in there. And some of these kind of lift up too, so if they do, don't worry about it. It kind of adds to the distressing of the kit. Like if it gets blended in or bleeds through, it's totally fine. I think it looks fine. All right. So anyway, these kits, when you get one, you do your stencil and you get to this part, after the paint is pretty dry. If you want to preserve the life of your sign, what you can do is put a thin coat of either like a polyacrylic on it, very, very thin coat, like you can just sponge it on, or you can do like a polyacrylic type of wax. That also helps too. And I'm almost done picking out all the little blue stencil stuff. Once I get it all picked out, I will show you what it looks like. all done. And I had a little bit of bleeding down here in the black, and I think it looks totally fine this way. You can see very, very close the bleeding, but it's not too terrible. Some of the signs look good that way. If it bothers you, like I said, you can go around with a little tiny paintbrush and actually like clean it up with like fingernail polish remover or something like that. Or you can take like a sanding block to it and you can kind of sand and distress it a little further if you kind of want that look. So it is up to you on how you finish off the sign, how you paint it, even the colors you choose. Now you're gonna get the standard like Christmas colors with the kit included if you want the traditional red, green, black, and white. But you can do this in like blues or teals, or maybe like a rose gold. You can even add glitter into your paint and give a little sparkle to it. That would be really fun. Maybe I'll do that in one of the kits coming up, just to show you the different ways that you can actually personalize these signs and make it your own. And that's the beauty of these kits, because they are not the same as what everyone else has or what they can get from the stores. And trust me, I love going to the stores just as much as everybody else. I love to see what they have. But then, you know, I don't want the same thing either. Like, I like to mix it up and kind of have a little bit of variety in my home, just because I don't want my home to look like Hobby Lobby or, you know, Joann's or Michael's Crafts, you know, threw up in it. I want it to look nice and have a little bit of variety. So these kits are the perfect way to do it. Okay, so I'm almost done, guys. I know you're holding on to see it. We're getting there. I'm getting to the tail end of this one. Super cute, super cute. I really love the natural background on this and how it turned out. I was thinking earlier I was gonna paint it white, but I really love this natural background. This is super cute. And I think I might put this in like my coffee bar area, or maybe on top of my my mantle. So I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Oh, there's one little piece stuck right there. And the little tree. Oops, gotta get that tree. That makes it. All right, so here's what it looks like. Finished paint, and the stencil is all removed from it, okay? No trim. We're gonna add the trim though in just a minute, but I just wanna show you what it looks like. No painted background. Look how cute this is. Isn't that adorable? I know you guys love this, right? Yay, thanks for the heart. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. Look at the nice color of the wood. And like I said, if you want to leave it this way and preserve it a little bit better, then you're gonna wanna put like a seal on it or some kind of clear coat to kind of keep it, you know, lasting longer, which I will probably do once we go off the live. Now, if you purchase the kit and you wanna add on the trim paint, you can. It's like $10 to add it on, so it's not very expensive, and it comes pre-cut, and the edges will be sanded for you a little bit to kind of help with the roughness, okay? And it's super easy to frame it out. Now, the stain is this colored stain that will be included in the kit, but you can do any dark stain if you want to. And for this one, I probably would have chosen to do a little bit darker of a stain, just because I kept the wood backing natural wood, but it doesn't look bad either way. So, and these will come with some pre-cut, like drilled nail holes, so that you can tap in with a household hammer and nail this to your board. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is just use this Ryobi Airstrike gun just to kind of show you. Oh, do I not have, oh, there we go. What it looks like all finished off. And just make sure I get it lined up exactly right. And then we do the other side. So if you don't have a nail gun like this, it's gonna be totally fine. There's gonna be pre-drilled holes in these so that you don't have to worry about having like some fancy nail thing. You just can take a household hammer. The holes will be there, you'll be able to see them, and you can just hammer it right in, and then the little skinny nails will be in there too. So, super super easy. So there's my right and left sides. That's how I recommend you do it. And then we're gonna find, let's see, what color. I like to lay it down and kind of look at my top and bottom, just to kind of see. So, okay, gonna do that, and see they're pre-cut, so they're already ready to go. You don't have to worry about any overhang here. One at the top, one at the bottom. When you do the extra long pieces, this one has 2. So just so you know, the kits will have 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And the long ones will have 2 nails. So one towards the back of the sign and one towards the front of the sign. And then you're gonna just add it like this. And then we're just gonna shoot it in there. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Oh, and I'm out of nails. Of course I'd be out on the last one. I'll go back and put one more there, but you'll have the 6 nails, I think, yeah, 6, right, that it comes with. So look, how cute is this? It turned out super cute. I absolutely love it. I think it would look good too with a white background, but I really am digging this raw wood color here. So you guys leave a comment down below, and to enter, we're gonna have a drawing at the end of the week. I'm gonna be doing a craft kit a day. Make sure you share this video or sprinkle this video, and you'll be entered into win at the end of the week. Even if you don't come back every day, you'll still be entered in to win our drawing that we're gonna have for the free craft kit. And then I might throw a few wild cards in there, depending on how many shares we have, to throw in some of these finished wood signs that I'm gonna create throughout the week. So that's all I have, and you guys, thanks for coming along, and thanks for crafting with me. I will see you all tomorrow with a longer, wider version of this same craft kit.